Hey guys, Destined Bellfire Unquenchable Darkness here. We're back with another scary story. or or should I say a spooky story or whatever. Cause I know that that's that's spooky or horror or creepy is just like a synonym for the word scary. But whatever. Yeah, this is just a scary story, or I don't care whether I call this a spooky story once I'm done reading the story and whatnot. I mean, I don't care that that after I finish recording this and about to upload this on YouTube or something. On YouTube, yeah. I don't care whether I want to title it spooky story or just scary story or whatnot. But yeah, this is just a scary story, which is called Hidden World. It was a spooky story about an elementary school student who come across a rusty iron door in the ground that leads to an underground passageway. Wait. Excuse me, guys. I just had to. Excuse me, guys. I just have to cough. Yeah. Oh, and also fun fact. I did the first time I started recording this. When I was done making this video, and when the video was saved to my photos, and when I first heard it, I didn't. It was all muted, like no sounds or whatnot. That's when, and it was only when I realized that I was recording the video with the microphone off. So I was so mad. So I was disappointed, and knew that I had to restart. That I had to restart all over again. Like I don't know if this. Yeah, I had to restart, like re-recording the video. Well, I didn't. It's only because that it was almost 12 a.m. and I couldn't, and I didn't have time and I didn't have time to re-record the video again yesterday. Many of these, man, I keep clearing my throat. Guess that's what happens when you grow, when you're growing to a teen. I guess this is what happens when you're growing to an adult. But yeah, but enough chattering. Let's just talk so much. Talk to so much. Not even starting the story. Yeah, sorry for wasting time, but let's just get this over with. But so yeah, like I said, so called Hidden. So, yeah, so this is Hidden World. Enjoy. The curtains rises on the theater of the abyss. It's a strange memory, but even now I can still recall it vividly. It happened during the summer vacation when I was in 5th grade in elementary school. At the time, my family lived in a house on the edge of town. Behind the house, there was a large area of wasteland. I often went out there to play alone. That's basically kind of like me. Like I always don't play with some people. I always be alone. I would always be alone and just whether playing, and I'd be just whether playing on my phone or in my Nintendo Switch or whatever electronics. Yeah, yeah, just only my phone and my Nintendo Switch. Anyways, one bright sunny day, I was exploring the far corner of the wasteland when I came across a path of ground. I mean, when I came across a patch of ground that had been paved over the concrete. In the middle of the concrete, there was a rusty iron door that seemed like it led down to a sewer. Why would, well, why would there be a rust of, why would there be an iron door on the patch of ground paved over with concrete that led to the sewer? That's just disgusting. When I grabbed the handle of the door and opened it, I could see a ladder leading down into the darkness. As soon as I saw it, I wanted to go down there and explore. It seemed like it would be it seemed like it would be a big adventure. I immediately ran home and got a flashlight. Brimming with excitement, I turned the flashlight on and and climbed down the ladder. When I got to the bottom, I found myself in a large dark passageway that that ran from left to right. The floor was covered with wired mesh, and further down the passageway there seemed to be recesses in the walls. I could hear the sound of flowing water, but I was sure it wasn't a sewer because there was no bad smell. Sorry about that, guys. Sorry about it. Anyways, again, I'm sorry for that. I decided to walk down the passageway, illuminating the way with my flashlight. It was exciting, and I wondered where the passageway would lead me. After walking for a little while, I found that the way was blocked by large metal bars. It was a dead end. However, when I shone the flashlight around, I noticed a ladder on the wall that led up to another iron door. Disappointed, I climbed up the ladder and opened the iron door. I had only walked a short distance, so I expected that when I came out, I would be on the opposite side of the road. However, when I climbed down, I found myself in a place I didn't immediately recognize. It was familiar, but at the same time, there was something different about it. Even more surprising was the fact that the sun was setting. I had only been down in the passageway for a few minutes, and it was only supposed to be around noon, but it was already getting dark. Well, maybe it's because it's kind of like, or it's probably because probably it's the passageway that caused the sun to be setting so quickly. Something wasn't right. I started to get very scared and I decided to go home. As I looked around, I noticed more strange but subtle differences. The whole neighborhood seemed to have undergone some slight changes. The convenience store in the corner where I always bought sweets simply wasn't there anymore. Wait, so if this kid says calls candy sweets, then this kid must be British. This kid must be must be Britain. Yeah, this kid must be Britain. Britain. since he said sweets instead of candies. And the spot where in the spot where it should have been, there was a house. I also noticed a road sign on the street that I had never seen before. It was unlike any sign I had ever come across, and I couldn't understand the symbol drawn to it. Well, well, what's that sign? Well, what did the sign say? Well, what did the sign say? When I rushed back to my house, I was horrified to discover that it was also slightly different as well. Instead of blooming flowers in the garden, there was now a huge cactus of red coral with a strange design was parked in a driveway. Beside the front door, instead of a doorbell, there was a small lever pointing downwards. No, I mean, two large garnish ornaments like a giraffe with 6 legs stood on either side of the entrance. I'm not being mean, right? Look, I'm not being mean. I'm just pretending to be British since the kid says that the convenience store on the other side, on the hidden world, the convenience store location where he bought candies was not there anymore, and instead he said sweets. So I'm just pretending that he is Brit. So I'm just pretending that he might be British. I mean Britain. Yeah. It was certainly my house. The numbers were on the gate, and also I'll just continue. I'll just continue to say in a British accent, but then until we're at the end, I'll go to my normal voice. My surname was on the letterbox, but at the same time it wasn't my house. Too many details were different. Something was very wrong. I felt like I was losing my mind. I was too scared to go inside, so I went around the back and peered through the kitchen window. In the living room, I could see my father. He was sitting on the couch, dressed in some kind of long, flowing purple robe. I had never seen him wear such a thing. It was uncanny. I had a sinking feeling in the pit of my stomach, and I felt like I was going to be sick. This wasn't my house. I was somewhere else, somewhere I didn't belong. Before we continue, so the kid says that he was somewhere else. When he realized that he's not in his house, like he must have teleported to another dimension. So yeah, when he says that he's somewhere I didn't belong, it kind of reminds me of Linkin Park's "Somewhere I Belong" music video. Yeah, I've been a fan of Linkin Park for a few years. Yeah, Linkin Park was my Linkin Park is my favorite music band. Let me know if you guys like know who Linkin Park is. Let me know in the comments if you guys also. Let me know in the comments if you guys are also a fan of them, or if you don't know any of them, then you can just write type in the comments on what is your favorite, who is your favorite, what is your favorite music band. Let me know what is your favorite music band. Tell me what your favorite music band is. Okay, anyways. At the time, I had been playing an old computer game. In the game, the hero accidentally falls into some kind of alternate reality. It was a world very like our own, but there were very differences. In the game, it was called the Hidden World. That's where I am, I thought. I've accidentally slipped into the hidden world. I was terrified. I had to get back to my world. Sorry, had to burp. I rushed back across the street to the iron door in the ground and climbed down the ladder. When I ran through the underground passage, hurrying back the way I had come, my heart was beating fast and a cold sweat dripped off my forehead. I was so scared. I was almost out of breath. All I could think of was getting back to my own world. When climbed up the ladder and emerged from the front door, from the iron door, it was bright daylight. I ran back to my house and found it just the way I had left it. My father's car was in the driveway. The flowers were back in the garden, and the doorbell was beside the front door. Inside, my mother and father were wearing their normal clothes. Everything seemed to be normal. After that, I was afraid to go anywhere near the wasteland behind my house. I couldn't even bear to look at it. I had absolutely no desire to explore the underground passage further. I was afraid that if I ever went down there again, I would stuck there in that world and never be able to return to my own. Not long afterwards, we moved house, and little by little, I forgot about the underground passage. Just 6 months ago, it was in the area and decided to pay a visit to our old house. I wondered if the underground passage was still there. However, when I got to the house, I saw that the wasteland behind it had been used for construction. There were a lot of new houses, and the iron door in the concrete had vanished. The other iron door on the other side of the street had disappeared too. It looked as if it had been paved over with concrete. Oh my god. It was used a lot of breath while reading towards the end of the story. Oh my god. Almost out of breath. But alright guys, so that was the hidden world. And I'm not trying to be mean. I'm just pretending that I'm just wanted to read the story in a British accent. And also, I'm not British, okay? I'm not even British. I didn't even went to British. I never went to that country. Yeah, I never been to British before. Yeah, but I never been to British before. nor in my entire life, but yeah, anyways, that was the hidden world. If you guys enjoyed this video, please like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next scary story or riddle or an urban legend. for you guys. But anyway, but overall, I'll just end the video and come back with another one. See you guys later. The curtains closes on the theater of the abyss.